Affection. I love everyone as my family. Do you?
This is the Unit 1 from Term 2 English Lesson Standard 4. This is a story. The name of the story is Appa. Kiraikuppam was a small coastal village near Nagapattinam. Even though the people in the village toiled in the sea every day, they lived happily. It was a pleasant Sunday morning in December. Just like any other day, the villagers had started their routine. A few of them had already left for the sea, and the others were preparing to go to sea for fishing. Mina's family was also at the shore to see off her father going to the sea. After the men sailed into the sea, the women would return to their tasks that need their attention. The children would play under the coconut trees in the village. The village bell was about to strike 8 times. The bell caretaker was ready to ring the bell. Just then he saw the sea water had receded a few hundred meters. Soon many in the village noticed the same. All the children and the villagers started running towards the sea. Meena and her mother were also with them. The sea water continued to recede. All had gathered along the shore to see it. The bell hit 8 times. People now saw a wave far away in the sea. Excitedly, they pointed to the wave that was rising high in the sea. It was common for people to be excited by big waves in Kiraikuppam. Everyone was getting ready to brace the big wave that was coming towards them. Little did they know that the wave was increasing in height and would seem to touch the sky as it neared them. It was getting closer to the shore with a roar. Gazing at the wave far away, Meena's mother felt a sudden fear gripping her. She felt that something was wrong. She caught Meena by a hand and started running towards their home. The wave that came closer to the shore had crushed the fishing boats. Before they reached their home, the powerful wave had hit the village. Meena and her mother could hear their friends and family screaming all around them. The sea water entered the village and washed out the huts and boats. The water hit their hut too. Meena and her mother were separated and thrown off. Then slowly the water receded again into the sea. Meena's mother gathered herself and searched for Meena. It was then that the second massive wave hit the village. Meena's mother was washed away by the wave. Meena, whirled through the water, was struggling to breathe. One moment she was inside the water and all was dark around her. In the next moment she could see the sky. The wave banged her into the trunk of a coconut tree. She wrestled with the wave and firmly hugged the tree. Soon she fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital. After she recovered, they transferred her to a rehabilitation center. The center housed nearly 99 boys and girls. A kind hearted official of the center was always very kind to the children. He often used to visit them with his family. Meena was the youngest of all and soon was loved by all. The official and his wife often carried Meena when they played with the other children. All children used to call them Amma and Appa. After 3 years, the official was transferred. He and his family continued to visit the center once a year for the next 5 years. Meena now opened her eyes. Her cheeks were moist. All this seemed like it happened yesterday. The school bell rang and Meena wiped her cheek to get ready for her English class. Meena was good at studies and now was in the 12th standard. The teacher was teaching and Meena was writing her notes. She then heard a familiar voice calling her Meenu. She raised her head to see. She was surprised to see her father, the official, standing at the entrance. He was smiling at her. She stared at him blankly for a few seconds, with tears rolling down her cheeks. She jumped out of her bench and dashed towards him, calling Appa. Okay, let's go through the book back exercises. First one is fill in the blanks. Meena's village was hit by waves on a dash morning, Sunday morning. Meena was transferred to a dash center, rehabilitation center. The official's family visited the rehabilitation center for dash years, 5 years. The official and his wife liked dash Meena. Meena studied in dash standard, 12th standard. Next we have true or false. Meena's father was a fisherman. True. People ran off when the seawater receded. False. Three waves hit the village. False. The official visited the rehabilitation center daily. False. The official was transferred. True. Next we have answer the following questions. Where is Kiraikuppam located? Near Nagapattinam. What were the people excited about? They were excited about the big waves. Which disaster hit the village? Tsunami. Who showed love and care to the children? Official and his family. Okay, now let's move on to fill in the blanks. Again, we have more of them. Meena went to see of her father. Meena studied in 12th standard. Meena met the official after 5 years. Now coming down, we have punctuation. We have punctuation of the following sentences. So first if we can say I play kabaddi daily. Now I, it's not a capital letter, so we need to change it into capital. So I play kabaddi daily and there is a full stop to stop the sentence. Next one is Kavya bought onion, tomato and cucumber. Now K, Kavya has to be capital, so make it as capital. Kavya bought onion. After onion we need to put a comma. So onion, comma, tomato and cucumber, and then complete the sentence by placing a full stop. The last one is who took care of Meena. Again, W has to be in capital because it is the way we start the sentence with the capital letter. Who took care of Meena? Now M in Meena has to be capital because it is a name of the person, and it ends with the question mark because we are asking a question. Next is match the rhyming words. Deeds, needs, health, wealth, bear, care. The other activity here is tick the correct place. So they have given us the pictures, and in the first they have asked us to tick in front of. So the first picture is in front of. Between is the second picture. The bear is sitting between the two balls. The last one is behind. Apple is behind the box.
Can we eat, Grandpa?
Ramu. Hey, are you going to eat Grandpa?
Haha, no. I'm asking if we can eat.
Then you should add the correct punctuation. It should be can we eat, Grandpa.
Thank you.
Punctuations plays an important role to help us understand the sentences.
Okay, here we are going to talk about punctuations. So we have here they have given us three main punctuation. We have capital letters, we have a full stop and a comma. So let's start with capital letters. So I am a capital letter. Let's see when and where to use me. So usually we are using capital letter in the beginning of a sentence. Every new sentence, the beginning letter has to be a capital letter. So here there are some examples. Book is our best friend. So B is the first letter of the sentence. So it is capital. Then the train runs fast. T is the first letter of the sentence. So it is capital. Then we have cow. So C is capital. Children are playing in cricket. C is capital. We have bull in our house. W is capital. My uncle come by train. M is capital. So capital letter comes in the beginning of the sentence, and then also when there are proper nouns and abbreviations. Now proper nouns are names. Okay, now here there are examples. Bharati is a Tamil poet. So it is a name of a person. So it has to be a capital letter. I met Kumar at the market. Now, if you can see, I has to be in capital, but Kumar, it is not in the beginning of the sentence, but still they have put it as capital because that is a proper noun. It is a name. Kumar, it is a name of the person, so it has to be written as capital K. Again, we live in India. Now, India is a proper noun. It is a name of a country. So, I has to be capital letter. Then we have abbreviations. There are a lot of them. So, here are some examples. ATM, all has to be in capital. MBBS, he completed his MBBS last year. I am an NCC cadet. So whenever there are abbreviations, we have to use capital letters for all of them. Now let's move on to full stop. It is like a dot. So where do we use a full stop? We have to use the full stop at the end of a sentence. Example, I fly my kite. Full stop. Monkeys live on the tree. Full stop. I play with Jason. Full stop. Without the full stop, we cannot say that the sentence is complete. To make a complete sentence, a full stop is a must. The bird is beautiful. Take a book. Let us all go to the hotel. The next one is a comma. It looks like a dot with the tail. Now, where do we use it? We use it to separate words. Like if there are more than two or three things in a sentence, then we use a comma to separate them. Like car, bus, and bikes are vehicles. Now, here car, bus. So, to separate car and bus, we use a comma. Then we have I invited Raghu, Stephen and Fatima. To separate Raghu and Stephen, we are using a comma and so on. Okay, here there is one more punctuation which is a question mark. I am a question mark. I am little crooked. In other words, known as interrogation mark. Okay, I come. Where do we use the question mark? We usually use it at the end of interrogative sentences, like when we are asking a question. Is he a doctor? When will the train come? What are you doing? Do you have a book? Who won the match? What is your name? So all these are questions. So we end it with the question mark. Now let's move on to rewrite the sentences with punctuation marks. The question is, where is my cat? It is a question, so it ends with a question mark, and the W, the beginning of the sentence, the first letter is W, it becomes capital. Then is Jane ate an apple, J becomes capital and ends with a full stop. The book is on the table, T becomes capital, ends with a full stop. Ravi wants book, pen and pencil. R, the first letter of the sentence becomes capital, and then after book we have a comma. So Ravi wants book, comma, pen and pencil. Next is, do you play football? So D becomes capital and ends with the question mark because we are asking a question. My favorite color is blue. M is a capital letter, then it ends with a full stop. Lima is a good singer. Again, L is capital, ends with a full stop. Do you like pet animals? D is capital. It ends with the question mark because we are asking a question. He likes shirt, pants and shorts. So he likes H capital. After shirts we have comma. Shirt, comma, pants and shorts. The last is how are you? H is capital, ends with the question mark. Okay, here we have a poem, The Real Wealth. Parent brings us to this soil and will never let us get spoiled. They earn our daily bread and wish to see us shoot ahead. Brothers always fights for his share, but if someone hurts us, he can't bear. Sister's words you never dare. She is next to parents in care. A good friend is with you in all deeds and stay last for all your needs. Relationships are the real wealth. Nurture them like your health. Show care and affection with all your zest. It will take care of the rest. Okay, here we have fill in the blanks from the poem. Parents never let us get spoiled. Sister is next to parents in care. Relationships are the real wealth. A good friend always stays to the last in our needs. Now we have answered the following questions. Who brought us to this world? Parents. Which is as important as our health? Relationship. How does a friend support us? A good friend helps us in our needs and deeds. Why relationships are more important than wealth? Relationships are real wealth. Next we have match the rhyming words. Share, bear, bread, ahead, care, dare, deeds, needs, zest, rest. Then here they have given prepositions or position of the things. Now look at the picture and find the dog. First picture, where is the dog? The dog is in front of the house. Second one, the dog. Where is the dog? The dog is behind the house. In the third picture, where is the dog? The dog is in between the houses. The words in front of, behind and between tell us where the dog is. Such words are called prepositions of place. Now coming down, take the correct place of the apple. Where is the apple? The first one is behind the box. Second is in front of the box and the last one is between the boxes. Same down, write the correct prepositions. Where is the doll? The doll is in front of the box. Where is the doll? The doll is between the boxes. And where is the doll? The doll is behind the box.
Nandini and Pandey were good friends since childhood. They lived in the same street, so they were always together. Every day, Pandey would stop at her home on the way to school. Both would walk to school chatting and playing. Sometimes they would race home from school. They always took part in school activities together. They helped each other in their lessons. One day, as usual, Pandey came to Nandini's home. She looked upset and sad. Pandey asked her, "Why are you sad?" She did not answer. Instead, she shook her head. "Did your parents scold you?" asked Pandey. She did not answer him. He grabbed a bag and said excitedly, "Catch me if you can." But she did not respond. Pandey stopped and gave the bag back. They walked silently to the school. Nandini walked into the classroom slowly, her eyes glued to the ground. She looked sad. "Did someone scold you?" asked one of her friends in the class. Nandini shook her head. She sat down with her head bowed down. The teacher entered the classroom and started calling out the name for attendance. Nandini did not answer when the teacher called her name.
The teacher was annoyed. This time she called her name louder, Nandini, and then she raised her hand but did not answer. The teacher went near Nandini. She touched her forehead and asked, "Are you feeling okay?" Nandini shook her head. Her cheeks were red and it looked like she had a fever. "Do you have a fever? Shall I call your parents?" asked the teacher. She shook her head, but she still did not look at anyone. Her head was still bowed down. "Why does Nandini look so sad?" exclaimed her friends. Her friends pestered her with 100 questions. The questions were about everything that you think about. They asked her family, her house, her shoes, and even about her street pets. Each question that she was asked, Nandini only answered by shaking her head. Pandi had enough of Nandini's silence. He had never seen her so dull. He wanted an idea to make her smile. He thought, and thought for many hours. Finally, he had an idea. He took out something from his bag and ran to show it to her. He tumbled and it slipped from his hand. It was flying straight to Nandini. She saw something flying towards her and screamed with fear. She closed her eyes and tried to catch it. Thud! She caught it. It was a big green frog. Everyone ran away as they were scared of the frog. Nandini's eyes were wide open with surprise. Then she burst into laughter. It was a rubber frog. As soon as she laughed, her friends and teacher knew why she did not smile or talk to anyone all day. Two of her front teeth were missing. Okay, here we have named the character or speaker. Do you have a fever? Who asked? Teacher. Did someone scold you? Who asked? Friends. Why does Nandini look so sad? Who said? Friends. Are you alright? Who said? Teacher. Now we have answered the following questions. Who were the friends referred in the story? Nandini and Pandi. How did they go to school? By walk. Why was the teacher annoyed? Nandini did not answer. Did Nandini have fever? No. What was the reason behind Nandini's dullness? Two of her front teeth were missing. The next is we have to number the actions in order. So the first one is Nandini and Pandi are friends. The second is Nandini looked terribly upset one day. She did not respond to Pandi's play is third. Friends pestered her why she was upset is 4. She did not respond to the attendance is 5. Pandi threw a rubber frog on her 6. She burst into laughter and all knew the reason is the 7th one. Okay, here we have a advertisement on LED TV and we need to read it through and answer the questions. What is the advertisement about? It is about brand new LED TV. What is free along with the TV? It's a camera. What is the size of the screen? 43 inches. When does the offer end? 30th August. What is the name of the dealer? Bright Vision Television.